So yeah, like I said, we have 1.5 mil film. But somebody was asking about 125 bucks for a tint job. I don't really think that you should, I mean, it's the winter time, so it's slow. So if you really want tint, then go for it. But just check the reputation that the shop has, really. Budget shopping for window tint is just one of those things that, like, yeah, you can find deals, but tinting's more about the skill, not so much the film that you get. I mean, of course you want a quality film. That's what you're driving away with. But everybody can sell a quality film, and not everybody can tint it in a way that you would be happy. So yeah, you can, 125 is like dumb cheap for a tint job, but it's not surprising this time of year. Do you have to use special film on windows that are dual pane? Yeah, you're gonna be looking for architectural film. It's got like a dry adhesive. It's different than automotive. Automotive is like wet or pressure sensitive adhesive. So it is different, it's more expensive. The main thing about architectural is getting a film, or like if the windows face the sun, if they take a lot of heat, then you put auto film, you can crack the windows. But auto or architectural is not my specialty. So call some architectural places. So we're gonna try and tuck these in just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm a little nervous because they're so tight. People charging 70 bucks for installation. That's just shooting yourself in the foot. Why would you want to work that hard? You don't have to, especially in California. Like, that's expensive to live there. Just like anything though, you can find budget options or you can find expensive options. So tinting a lot of the time is about selling yourself and your skill or your company. Well, I guess that goes for a lot of things, but like, it's different than walking into like a Best Buy, right, and buying a Samsung phone. You're still getting the same phone, but if I walk into a tint shop and I get a budget option or an expensive option, it doesn't mean I'm gonna get a good result at the end of it. It's all about the tinter that's doing the job. Can you repeat the question? Sorry, I was talking when you asked the question. I don't mind repeats. I missed it entirely while I was mumbling. Ah, shit, we got music going on. We gotta... How would I praise? Can you pause the music? Thank you, sorry. I'm live. Get demonetized for it. Okay, where were we at? What was that question? Sorry, we got other things going on. Could I read it? Okay, by Deadlift. Hey buddy, how you doing? Oh my god. Deadlift, where are you? I can't scroll up that high. I don't know where your question is. Yeah, Deadlift, if you could ask that question again, I'll try and listen for it. Mia, that's what I like about Twitch. Music don't matter live. Yeah, it doesn't, and not as many people watch the rebroadcast. But even if I, like, I've tuned into a couple of streams, and, like, I'll try and listen to them later as podcasts, and because of some of the music that they choose, all of a sudden the whole, like, part of the broadcast isn't available. When will Glassade be back in stock? Probably 2 or 3 weeks at this point. So a lot of rolls got crushed in shipping. So there's like basically had to reorder. So that's fun. So we ran into production issues. Hopefully soon though, because I sold out of it. Sun Distributing is still available there, but they are almost out of it too. Yeah, there we go. It can, so the music can demonetize basically my ability to live stream. Actually, not demonetize necessarily. So it would strike the video or copyright claim the video, but I could potentially get a copyright strike on the channel, and if I get a strike on the channel, then there goes my entire live streaming ability, just like poof. So that lasts usually for a month, and then you just cross your fingers and hope that everything's okay. So in a situation like this, like it could potentially be devastating that way, even though it was completely unintentional. Hopefully it wouldn't strike it, but have I ever used a gasket wizard? No. I've heard they're handy, but I have never used them. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Okay, we're gonna shift this. I should have cut the other side first, if I was smart. I'd say this was actually a difficult card to do. Some people look at these and just think an Avenger, but these have really, really tight seals. Ooh, super chat. How do I not get felt specks in my film when I drench the side seals? That's a good question. Couple of things. Okay, so it really comes down to technique. When you flush out a seal, you're washing that all away, and then you like sweep the tint into the side seals. We can talk a little bit more about that, like I was supposed to in the last live stream. But thank you so much for the super chat. I'd run back and forth to the computer like a madman, but I don't have as much time today. No super chat sounds? What the heck? Really? There's always something, man. I'm sorry. I didn't stop it from happening, at least not intentionally. I don't know. I could try unmuting my desktop and maybe that, but we might get some other sounds too. Damn. I was gonna change some of those sounds too. Hang on, let me try this. It's usually not a problem. Maybe because I didn't change the sound, I don't know. It could be like 100 little things. Maybe it'll do it now, I have no idea. Streamlabs sometimes has problems. Or Stream Elements. I'm using Stream Elements, but like they don't have a, I don't know, it's weird about the desktop. What's the thickness of your film? I wonder if super chats take a while to register there too. But let me go back through real quick. Cold Front Penguin, thank you again. You donated already today and then did it again. How do you not get felt specks in the film when you drench the seals? Use your technique. Keep the film flat when tucking it, but it doesn't turn out good. You gotta keep practicing. That's the brutal honesty of it. I make it look easy, but I've been doing it for a long time. You could take apart the whole door panel and shit like that, but that to me is exhausting. And you still can potentially get like a couple little specs. Like, it's not all, no tint job's 100% flawless. Any tinter will tell you that. But they stay very, very, very clean. But yeah, you can tape them. Just, I don't like the painter's tape personally. It starts to fall apart. So if you guys can recommend any like particular tape that you guys like, that would probably be helpful to them too. Because it, like, tape also adds a thickness. So if I do that to like a seal like this, it's gonna be irritating to me. Then drench it. Tape the sides and top and then drench again. I am usually live sooner, but we had 2 doors this morning and then a 3:30 appointment. So there wasn't much opportunity. And then an F-150 rolled in for a full. But I did a truck. I wanted to do an Avenger. The Avenger to me is more interesting to live stream because this was actually a problem car for a lot of people. I know they're not common. They're not as common anymore, but these cause some issues for people. I'll write my question just before the end of, oh, okay, that's fine. Deadlift, I saw that one. It's just like, it's trying to place your bets, right? Like, I'm gonna ask this here, and I don't mind if you guys repeat questions if they don't get answered, if I miss them or something. The super chats are guaranteed ways to get them answered. It's just when I have like a bunch of tasks all in a row, I'm trying to hear the questions as I'm speaking over myself. It's very just, the whole thing's like a lot. There's so many things, so many things going on. That's why I made that like OBS GoPro video, and we're gonna be making a follow-up and talking more about how I'm streaming. So it's gonna be fun. There's a lot that goes on here. But with the garage, we're gonna be setting up 3 cameras. So that'll be even more fun. So my idea for the garage is to have a head mount, like the GoPro, and then one little like satellite camera that I can carry around and set up here and there periodically throughout the stream, and then also have like a camera right by my computer for like, you know, so I can take some more time and answer questions, or, you know, we can browse other videos and stuff like that. Kind of like some people do it on Twitch, but less copyright offensive. More like, hey, if you guys make tint videos, we could like watch them and critique, or just like have a discussion about different things, or browse the Facebook group and, you know, share different things other than just what's going on here. 3M thin tape at Walmart. That's good to know. There was like some like sheathing tape, I think it was called. It was like orange. That sounded like a pretty good option. Have I used Matico? No, actually. I've heard good things about them, but I haven't ever used them. There's a few films like that. Johnson's I've never used. Oh, that's awesome. Somebody said they use the tape, but it becomes tighter after you do. Yeah, that's why I don't like taping them so much. Because when you're trying to suck in film in a tight seal and then you tape it, it just causes issues for me. Who is this? Roms, started tinting last summer. Me, 24, and my little brother, 17. It's a good side hustle. Dude, that's awesome. Don't lie, I just answer questions for $1. That is far from true. I'm here answering questions the whole stream. Just kidding. Cool, thanks. But I'm sure some people think that, right? But here's the thing, that wouldn't work. I could try and like, did any of you guys catch the live streamer that was like bitching at her subs for not subscribing or donating or something like that? That fucking blew up on Twitch. It was hilarious. It's like, that's not how this shit works. You don't yell at your followers for money. What's up, Fade? This shit was so funny. From what I understand, it was like a snippet out of her stream and she didn't really mean it. I don't know, but that was funny. Better tighter than lots of felt specs. My idea is to not tighter and no felt specs either. So we'll see how this goes though. I could be wrong about this one, but I've done a lot of Avengers. Just this one seems a little tight, so we'll see. We might be taping them. So place your bets. Are we going to get lots of felt and shit in this? Is it going to be a disaster? So for the glass aid, I do it just past the border. So this edge is right past the border, and then I usually like will cut it halfway, and that creates it's a 1/4 inch wide, so that gives me about an 1/8 inch border the whole way around, and it's not always like perfect. Felt is of the devil. I hear ya. It's annoying. Oh my god, somebody just mentioned it. All right, we're gonna jump in here, but how do you who was it? Noah heard. How do you have hours to watch me and not $5? This shit was so great. Yeah, this shit blew up. What's in the dry shrink bag? That is dry shrink prep, like legitimate. Patrick makes it. So you guys will find it, dryshrinkprep.com. Yeah, it's good. I like it. I've had that bag for quite a while. I just was finishing going through the dryer sheets that I had. And I don't know. I haven't gone to buy more and I use it. What is up with the live streams instead of the videos? So you're right, there's a huge transition, and it makes it look like I'm all live. Well, I have been lately. So I still intend on making more videos once I moved. For now, we're just gonna be doing the live streams. Hopefully like February we'll start posting some regular videos. I'll have the space to do them. It's really like I tint here a couple days a week, and like I understand it's some people are gonna want to watch videos. Live for me is a better way to interact with everybody. It's a good way to interact with everybody, and it's actually a better way for me to illustrate what's going on. Like there's a lot of work that goes into a single video, and I like making them. They don't perform as well like they used to. So we're gonna be transitioning a couple of things, because there's honestly like a ton of how-to videos across the board, and that's good, right? It's more information out there. But as a channel, just kind of like as a business, we have to make a couple adjustments. So yeah, and like you never know exactly how they're gonna perform. And then you also have to ask yourself, like, even if I get like hundreds of thousands of views, like what is that going to do for you as a channel? And to be honest, I've seen way more good seem to come out of like consistent live streams lately. Just because like you guys get to see more of what's getting done. I can directly answer your questions, or you know, we can figure things out together. And so I've never seen somebody use so much water and still get a clean job. The water really just helps me clean it. Okay, so we're like shifting this up and down and coasting it into the seal. If it was a hot day today, there's a good chance this would start to bind up. But that's what we want to do. The water is my friend. I don't think you get dirty windows from extra water. I get a cleaner surface. We are fully covered. We are fully covered. Maybe slightly just covered. So let's shift this over this way. Yeah, thank you. Somebody said that the streams are nice when you can interact with us or have them the way I have them set up. Yeah, like seriously, if the goal of this channel is to help teach and like grow and build a business and all that, like this is the best way to do it. This is the best way to interact. Like I can sit back and try and answer comments, but like it's really better as a discussion, and we never know how this discussion is going to go, and there's more things that you're going to see in something like this than in my videos. But the videos, you will see better detail on particular subjects, but it's just like a projection issue. And then even like, let's give this window as an example, right? Let's say people were asking about the felt, and I didn't think to comment on these felt seals, right? But here in the chat, I've got a bunch of people asking about the felt seals. Well, in a video, the video would have already been done and posted, but now since it's here live, we can talk about it more in person. So it's, in my opinion, it's a better way to teach, but there's strength, both have strengths. When people comment emojis, it sounds really funny because it just said like winking face with tongue, and I was like, whoa. Whoa, robot voice, you didn't have to say that in my ears. Okay. So this part here, and it also doesn't emphasize exclamation marks, so there's a lot of things that just sound dry, and then I'll go winky face with tongue. Wow, that's even weirder. And then I'll go back to the computer and see like 100 exclamation marks on certain things. It's like, oh, okay, that was meant to be positive. Oh no, now everybody's gonna chat. You guys are funny. See, and you don't get that kind of shit in videos. You just don't. I'll show you guys the robot voice sometime, I will. But it's basically just like Microsoft Sam talking to me. Oh, somebody likes the shank. Somebody bought the shank because of my stream, and they like and it's been one of their best friends. Dude, that's awesome. I still hate that I like the shank, but yeah, I'm with you. It's become one of my best tools. I would say certified tinter, but you can find the shanks at tintdepot.com/tint stuff. They have these exact ones there, the yellow ones. There's not really a difference between those and the white ones. Oh, the class. Somebody asked about what was going on with the class. I'm not sure how many people have signed up. I know of at least like 5 have signed up at this point. So there should be spots available. I think we're shooting for like 12 or 13 people. So there definitely should be room available at this point. They haven't told me that they've gotten a mess of people. So check the description. If you're on YouTube, I should have a link there still. Or just go to carguysupplies.com and they'll have the more details. Cool. Well, there we go. That's a window. So we kept this relatively clean. Well, I said relatively. Actually, this is very, you see that? You see that? That's so nice. Only 5 spots left? Wait, what? Are you kidding me? Chicago Auto, oh dude, what's up? I didn't know Chicago Auto Pros was in here. Oh dude, that's awesome. Welcome. Guys, go check them out. They have a rad channel, but there's 5 tint, what the fuck? Okay, seriously, go book your spot. If you're interested in this class, there's 5 spots left. Go book it. Dude, I had no idea that it was really moving that quickly. That's phenomenal. All right, we gotta get this Florida class going now too, right? It's killer. I'm excited. If you guys haven't seen Chicago Auto Pros channel, like seriously, go over there. They put out some high-end stuff. Really, really nice detail work and just overall, like, the type of channel that I really wanted to be. The whole like shop vlog environment, that's killer. Really, really good stuff. Do we got glue on this? What is this? No, it's not glue. Oh, there's glue here. That would have sucked. Okay, so these felt seals, turns out that they're not as scary. How often do I get contamination? That's a really common question for me. It happens, but it all comes down to your process. And when you have a good, clean process, good, clean things happen. How much to add a ceramic coating? I have no idea. That is not something I do. Chicago Auto Pros could tell you. They do a ton of detailing work, paint protection. They got the whole shebang. I am a tint specialist. I like staying in my lane though. Maybe we'll broaden out a little bit more, but I like this whole, I like this field. The interesting thing too, so yeah, you're right, there are no perfect jobs. But if you've got something that sticks out a little bit more to a customer, and they're like, so if you have like a legitimately good tint job, right, and they're picking apart every single little window, that's usually a different type of person. But if you have a guy that comes in and he sees something in one window and is like, hey dude, this window, like there's like a teeny hair or a bigger speck or something, like I don't know what this is, but like I saw it and I can't like not look away now, I would absolutely redo that window for the customer. Because bad review goes a long way. And really at the end of it, it's like, even if you can explain it to the customer, when you can make them feel better, you're really not out any film and hardly any time to like do it. So just like suck it up and redo it. If it's like a whole ordeal, then that's a different type of person entirely. So, but I would absolutely like redo little things like that. Just because it's like, I redo it to not cause any drama. Exactly. That's the point that I'm getting at. Like, you know that it's not a big deal, and it shouldn't be a big deal. But to that one guy who like actually made the effort to come back in and talk to you and stuff like that, it's a big deal to him. So that's why.
They love the green. Oh. Yeah.
Ooh, we gotta scoot this over. Yes, they do have felt edges. They do have felt edges. And no, we have not taped them. But I think we're a little shy on this side. So we're going to peel it. There we go, and scooch it. So I run a little soapy too. I spray a little bit more water than a lot of people, or some people. I don't know. It's just about how you tuck it into the seals, really. I gotta do something about the door panels though. I am very self-conscious about that now. That extra spray could have been the end of this window for sure. Like it's kind of like flipping a coin. When you peel back the film, spray it out. But you can absolutely still like fix a pattern if you're careful. So if there's one thing I had to learn how to do, it was to be, while I was learning how to tint, it was also how to be a tint surgeon, basically. Because you, like, to save time, you try and recover a pattern as best as you can. And there's some things that aren't worth putting the time into. But sometimes you can get away with it, so. I love how everybody can have a different style and still have a clean result, and everybody thinks their way is the best way. Yeah, like it's a really good point. Pretty much everybody tints the way that they do because they feel like it's the best way. And that's great, because why would you actively do something that's worse, right? But my way legitimately is the best way, so there's that. No, it's like I've seen a lot of things work for different people, and I think some of it has to just come down to like how you initially learned and like what you're comfortable with. But yeah, you can tint 1,000 different ways, and like at the competitions, you really see 100 different ways to tint a window, and then there's still people that place very highly in the competition and get their shit done. So it's really cool. It's a cool experience. Oh, good deal. So we shifted that back over, and now we're good. So we got 2 windows down. It's 4:30. We have an hour, and then we need to be done in an hour. So what's up, you guys? Pink look good on matte. Yeah, these guys, we were rocking the pink tri-edges today. I was digging through my car, and I found I had 2 brand new of them. Astonished face, tears of joy. Top 3 of the hardest cars to tint. So pretty much any classic car. Drench in, did you say drench in 2-step? Yeah, drench and two-step method. So like pretty much any classic car, they're not all difficult, but like whenever I get a classic car, I'm not great. But I can do them. It just takes me a while. I don't know. You got your typical ones like the older model Vets and older model Bugs. Those are pretty difficult. I have not happy memories of doing a Beretta. That was probably one of the worst ones. So that pretty much sums that up. I've heard like T-Birds. I don't think I like those. And there's a bunch of other ones too that are just not fun to get. Mitsubishi 3000 GT. Yeah, that definitely would not be fun to get. Fiat 500. The Fiats aren't bad actually. They have wide seals though. On the front doors. Tahoe, Sierra, or Yukon windshield. Those are fun, actually. They're just really long. I heard the noise. Did you guys hear it? I wonder if that was a subscriber. Okay, back to work. Yes, I know. I get distracted. You guys are fun. I'm excited for the garage. The garage is going to be super fun. Because we're gonna have like a little station for like setting up the computer and talking, and like we can be creative with it. Just like an easier opportunity to live stream. Oh yeah, those windshields are great. I wasn't sure if it was difficult, if we were talking about difficult or easy stuff. I didn't hear a sound. Yeah, I think that was a sub. I opened up the desktop volume, but that obviously was not the solution. So I have no idea. Oh, we put it up here. God, I'm looking around for my scrubber. Well, this one, like, look at that. That's weird. Like all the little... You don't see that very often. Okay, you guys want to know the funniest emoji that I keep hearing? It's the thumbs up, but the funny thing about it is that it legitimately tells you the skin tone. So it said thumbs up light skin tone or thumbs up dark skin tone. It's like, whoa, come on, really? We're being too specific now. Aw. Thanks, man. Excited for the new garage. I am too. Like, if I get my act together and fucking pull in some work for the garage, then it's a no-brainer, right? Like, everything else is pretty much gonna be like what I do already, like live stream, get that all in order. It's just like if I have the jobs there, it's gonna be super cool. Eggplant. Oh, I'm gonna turn on the audio so you guys can hear it one of these times, and then you guys will have a fit. Popping cork, American football, party popper, guitar. What happens if I have my own emojis, right? So with memberships, you can do your own emojis, but I qualify for memberships, but YouTube has not granted me memberships. But you can do custom emojis for that too. So I could do like tint knives and shit like that, which would be super fucking cool. But I have no idea what, like if you name them and it just calls out the name, or if it's not universal, does it show up on my program? I have no idea. Okay, somebody just posted a pregnant woman with medium skin tone. We are way derailed right now. tongue brain. Oh, sweet Jesus. Anybody that's watching the rebroadcast is gonna have no idea what we're doing. Why is it even got, why does it specify skin tones? Is what I wanna know. Super villain, medium skin tone. I shouldn't be talking about it now. It's just the, we're going all out now. All right. I'm gonna try not to comment on it much more, but good God, it makes me laugh. Just know when you change stuff like that, it actually lets me know. Oh, good stuff. Well, I'm glad that the seals actually were not really much of a problem on this one. They really seemed like they were gonna pinch a lot. Yeah, you only put the scrub compound on once. It really will last for like probably a couple of cars. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's been really, really good. It's not gonna keep your seals clean though, I'll tell you that. So it will help you slide the film around if you have a film that sticks. Avery NR definitely sticks. On these windows though, it's been pretty good, surprisingly. I want the scrub compound, but I don't want to pay for it. Yeah, I hear ya. That's kind of like with a lot of things. Like, I don't feel like spending the money on it. I've been getting along without it. I don't need it. What was that one? It's $2 hand cream, hand cleaner, AutoZone. No, it's actually not. But I'm not saying that that stuff wouldn't work. It's not like Gojo or anything like that. It's like legitimately made for scrubbing glass, so. It's not mine though. You can go to Sun Distributing and you can ask them about it. It's not one of those like weird backyard chemicals. All right, so here we go with another. These front doors are always the most difficult. So we talk about these. Oh, somebody just did one. I'm a little late then. Am I gonna switch and not use Avery? That could be the case. We'll see. Taco, taco, taco. So we might end up switching. I think for the foreseeable live streams, a company sent me some film, but it's like legitimately one that I've worked with in the past. And it's one of them that I was honestly thinking about switching because it's of what the reason for that is like kind of the upgrade path. So I don't really use I don't use Sigma Pro and I don't use their ceramic either. I have not used their ceramic, but just in this shop nobody's really sold ceramic. But the Sigma Pro, I don't think there's enough of an incentive to use Sigma Pro versus Sigma. Oh shit, it's not called Sigma, I'm sorry, NR versus NR Pro. So NR Pro has a little bit of carbon in it, and dye, and then NR just has regular, or just has straight up dye in it. And I just don't, there really isn't that much of a benefit to carrying both. Like it, just not as a noticeable difference, so that's why I haven't. So I've been running around with NR, but it's pretty much like a one-trick pony type of thing. So the film that I am going to be moving to or using, at least we'll see, like we'll play around with it and install it on cars. And then we'll kind of go from there and see like if it's, I want to go with them or if I want to go with another full brand. I'm not sure yet. I haven't made any official decisions yet. So we will find out soon. But they have a really good upgrade path, basically. So if you want to do a good, better, best, if you have problems down the road, they will comp you really well too, which I think is extremely important. So I always think of that when I'm going to pick up a film, because it's like, how long is it going to last? Well, if it goes bad, we're going to do more than just give you free film. We're legitimately going to pay for the work. That's different. How do I not get dirt when peeling off of the car? Don't soak it down, like past the edges. You can lightly wipe down the window on the outside. I'm checking my edge. I'm pretty sure I gotta slide it a little bit farther in. Hopefully we're not stuck. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. We might be frozen. Don't freeze. There's like, yeah, you light missed it. So we're a little stuck. I don't like doing this. But that's exactly it. If you soak down above the top edge, if you soak down past the top edge of the film, all that water is gonna swish down a lot of dirt and just fuck up your film. You don't want that. So you can spray down the rest of the window, but anything above the edges, you wanna go a little bit lighter on. And like, that's what's funny to me about people getting peel boards. Like I respect it. It keeps things off the car, but it's not necessary to keep a clean tint job. Not at all. Okay, so this one, we just need a little bit more. There we go. So we're gonna see, we had to peel it back, spray it, and hopefully it's not contaminated. I always laugh too when people say contaminated. There's like a little girl in E.T. I remember that when I was little. Just like, it's contaminated. That's my little impression. It's horrible, but like, that's what rings in my mind. It's like, yeah, we'll get maybe a little dirt or something in it, but calling it contaminated is always funny to me. So yeah, peel boards have their pros and cons, right? So you have a different surface to cut on. You can peel it off of there. You're not spraying down the side of the car when you're spraying down the film. Yeah, I'm very familiar with using them, and I get it. But the being able to tint in like a different environment, like if I like in my own garage, I might put them up, but I don't know. I like keeping things very similar to what I do. So if I'm like here or if I'm back at home, I kind of want to keep the process the same. So I don't, there's nowhere to put a glass board in here. If I had a glass board, like today, I was tinting over there and then I tinted in a different spot and now I'm over here. So it's just a lot of moving around, even in one place. It looks like my film contracted the coronavirus. Yeah, that's cool. Everybody's got their own technique. If you like them, you don't have to do it how I do it. This is just one of the many options. So if you currently have no way of tinting, then I'd suggest doing this because this is what we're going to talk about the most. But it is definitely not a necessity. And who knows? Ooh, we got this. So right here, we have a real... Every other window is great. But here, I'm fighting trying to get it. And you saw, anytime I'm pushing it in and it rolls up, I gotta stop. So we have to be real careful here. So we got this big balloon. We're gonna try and press some of the air out. This is where pulling a seal on something like this would probably be the easier option. But when we're tucking this in, a lot of people are gonna run into this, right? Where you try and keep it flat and then it bunches up. When the film bunches up, that is when all the dirt and shit will happen. So you have like a little bit of leeway, and then all of a sudden it's like if you're cramming it and you're fighting it, that's where you're gonna get all that felt and shit. So we have to like slow it down, we have to try and get it to lay flat, and then we have to try and coast the whole thing. It is tight like a tiger. Yo. And then even after we've done all that, we're gonna take a look to make sure that it looks good, right? We are tinting a Dodge Avenger. Definitely not common anymore. Not as common, maybe in some areas, but for me, I don't get these very often at all anymore. I think they stopped making them, right? Yeah, they did, I think. But a comparable vehicle would be like the 200s. And 200s will have like panels that come up a little bit higher too. They're not fun. So we good? I think we're pretty good. Let's check it out. So one thing that will happen usually from something this tight is I will for sure have like a little pinch point that I gotta press out. But this looks good. I am quite happy with it. Dope. Okay, so now we have this back window. What time are we? 4:50. Not bad. Not bad at all. We need a roll of film. So you can get away with a 24-inch roll of film, but I only have 20s and 36s. So we're gonna be using a 36 and just have a big piece left over. But I used to like these because you only use a 24, so it saves you some film. If you carry 24s, I used to. They're still good to carry. I always check for specks of film. These are better than the newer Dodge Darts with the raised panels. Oh yeah. The Dodge Darts, those are the replacements. Chrysler 200s and Dodge Darts, those are very similar. I still don't remove the panels on those, but I wouldn't blame you if you did. I just had a question on those too. They definitely are a little harder to tuck. 2019 Golf R, anything to look out for except the front quarters? The back window isn't the most fun when you're trying to shrink that spoiler in the way. But they're not as bad as some of the older Golfs, but they can, like, bottom corners also kind of curve pretty quickly, even though they don't look like it. Hopefully I didn't screw you up by mentioning that. Because sometimes when you bring something to light, like, it'll make people worry. I buy the 60s and cut them into 230s or 320s. Yeah, that's good. I always would take a 60 and cut it like 36/24. Some companies used to give a discount for buying the full 60. But if they don't give a discount, then I just buy the 20s and 36s.
That's an amazing primer job.
Cool. So this is pretty easy to shrink and install. This is where this car gets real easy. The back windows are cake. Cool. Super chat. I hope it gave you the car rev. What was that? Set auto care. Oh, $4. $4 Canadian super chat. Thank you. He says, thanks, dude. Oh, you're very welcome. Set auto. Thank you for the super chat, dude. We are putting this towards a cam link for the new not the new PC, for the PC that we're going to be using for streaming. That allows me to hook up another camera, and then we are heavily thinking about putting a better floor in. Oh, and I actually just bought like fun RGB lights, like not a strip, something a little different. We're gonna make it cool. It is going to be the tinting. I don't know if you guys ever seen like people post pictures of their like custom PCs and stuff like that. That's kind of like the vibe I want to give from like the garage, like, you know, streaming studios, the ways that a lot of like popular game streamers have their setups. Like I want to create that kind of a vibe with the garage. Instead of game streaming though, we legitimately help people make money, and we make money while we do this, right? Let's take real world shit and make it cool. The tinting laboratory. Yeah, actually one of the names I thought of was Tint Lab. I really like that name. It was like on my top list. But I think, I don't know. So for the name, I'm going very local. I think, but it's gonna have, I think it's gonna have studio in the name. Super chat, 50 Swedish kronor is what it told me. I miss you, goat. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. It's always funny hearing it, goat. Greatest of all time. Thank you. Who got a $425 ceramic job? Is that Daniel? Is that Daniel Reyna? Sorry, I have to check. I always like that. That's real. Daniel Reyna, gotta do Cadillac ST, $425 ceramic. Go get it, man. That's awesome. That's what we want to build. That's what we really want to build out of a small space, right? The opportunity is there. Oh, wrong knife. Ooh, do you think it's possible to work at a tint shop and go to college? If you have later classes, yeah, you can make it work. But it is a lot of work because a lot of auto shops are open from like 8 to 5, 6, 7 o'clock. And if they have to like teach you on top of it, like if you already know how to tint, then that should be fine. But if they have to teach you too, that's really difficult. But you 100% can try and do it learn it as a side hustle outside of a shop. But like the hard part for shops too, when they bring in new people, is they have to slow down and put in the effort to teach you, which actually took me a long time to realize. So like when we got new people, you know, I like teaching people, but it's like trying to teach people while I'm working just was never really possible. Not very easily anyways. Some people can like just have the right mentality and can hustle, but it's difficult. So I was actually taught, I kind of like fell into this whole trade, not something I pursued. So my dad, he owns an auto accessories company, and this was 2007, 8, 9. Like I was going to high school and I needed like a summer job. And then I started there as a detailer. I was getting into the electronics side, and then the window tinter quit very suddenly and went to literally go work for the competition. So it left him in a pinch. And then his business partner, his son, was a window tinter, and he made the time to bring him over and teach me a lot of window tinting. But it still took me, like, even with that kind of help, it took me about a year to be really competent. But I still, like, there's a lot of learning. Like, my video started when I was tinting for probably about 3 years, and you can see a lot of differences between then and now. But never stopped, learned a lot of helpful things, and still do. It's kind of just, it can be a little tricky to get into, but if you got like at least a garage to work out of or mess around with, you can get started a lot easier. So we need to put these seats up because we need some space. You are welcome. Thanks for hanging out. But yeah, it's a pain in the ass. I've like thrown stuff, been real frustrated, cussed people out. Pretty much everything that everything that most people end up doing while they're learning this. Like it'll piss you off real quick. Good story, homie. I've been doing it for 7 years. Nice, very nice. What was that? Jaybird, Daniel, don't lie, I taught you. Daniel Reyna's self-taught. Damn, that's tough. 1866. Back in 1866, I was brewing tint out of a cauldron. I was the inventor of it. 1977. We just like keep going back to year 1. I've been tinting back when dinosaurs were roaming the earth. All right, so we got a lot of space back here. These panels are super, give you like almost a 1-inch gap. The bottom is loose. The top is plenty of space. Oh, that's awesome, man. Somebody's been tinting for 8 months. That's killer, yeah. When you hit the 6-month 6 to 8 month mark, you're usually reasonably competent, but you still got a lot to learn. It's just being exposed to other situations and refining things down. After like a year, you really start to like speed up, and this entirely depends on the person too. These are just rough guidelines. You could be hustling, you know, longer every day, 7 days a week, and pick this up faster than anybody else. It's possible, or you're just naturally gifted at learning it. That was not the case for me, unfortunately, but I never stopped. I wanted to. I was going to aviation mechanics school. I was tinting. How much does company gives you per week on average? It's a good question. So right now in the wintertime, probably roughly, sorry, I'm peeling film. From this company, we're anywhere from like $1,000 to like 15. When it gets busier, we're upwards of like $2,000 from being here a couple days. But yeah, it definitely slows down in the wintertime for sure. Okay, these headrests do not come out, so you gotta like hop this over. Yeah, but they like, you could lean the seats down, I think, all the way, but then you take up like your knee space. I quit twice before I officially put my head in the game. How much percent? So I charge a flat rate. On most cars like this, we're 170 a car. And you stack up 3 or 4 of those in a day, you had a good day. And there's sets of doors in there. For the most part, we do flat rate pricing, just because there's like, if you try and price everything out, like specifically between like vehicle size or difficulty level or something like that, it just gets a little too confusing. But like, there's some notable things that we'll charge extra for. So like front quarter windows, we'll charge a little extra for those. Whether or not it's an SUV, so we charge the same price on 2 doors and 4 doors, because really, like, some of them are quicker, but the front doors are longer. They still use similar amounts of film, and they can take you a similar amount of time. So it's just easy to bundle them all together. But like on bigger trucks and SUVs, I'll charge a little bit more. And they retail it for like $250. At least most 4-door sedans around here, which is not the most expensive, but definitely not the cheapest around here. So, and that's like, being at that price point has really developed an interesting type of clientele. Mostly new car leases, cars that are clean, things aren't falling apart, you're not dealing with lots of shit every day. Occasionally you get it, but you start to price yourself in like beyond certain demographics and stuff. Let's see, what's the best film that anyone can get? You can get Avery. I suggest Avery NR to like a lot of people. You don't have to have a business license. You literally can just buy it online. There's a lot of good films now you can just buy online, like Global you can find online. It's not like it used to, actually. You used to have a business license and like set it up with a company and stuff like that, but they started losing sales, so they just made it more available. There's a couple of brand names like Lumar and stuff that they're gonna want to know a lot more about you before they sell it to you, but they've worked up a good brand name. Lexan's a very inexpensive film to get into. How much is Avery? It's like $200 for like a 36 by 100 foot roll. But like, a good way to look at this is if you're looking at cheap and cheaper. So if you're like comparing like the difference of like $150 roll to a $200 roll, if you break that down per car, there's really hardly any difference per car. Overall, yeah, it's an extra $50, but the whole idea is you're a much better film than you were with a $150 film. So keep that in mind. But when you get into like ceramic and stuff like that, it's a different game. Your margins are way better on that kind of stuff if you can sell it. Sorry for all the questions. No worries. Thanks for asking and learning. Exactly, that's exactly right. I mean, there's lots of repeat stuff, but it's like, you know, this is all an interactive thing. This is different. How much is a 60 roll of Avery Dennison? I think 300, a little over 300. But just get a like 36 and 20. It should explain ceramic, carbons, and components in film. I will. I'll make a video, and we can talk more about it soon. The brief summary is carbon is carbon, right? It's like an element. They add that to color the film, and it also has a little bit of performance. The downside of carbon is that if it's not made really, really small, like it's literally they're adding speckles to the window, so it creates a haze to the film. But they're making improvements to it. Ceramic, they're doing something similar with adding ceramic components to the window, and that helps a lot more with rejecting IR. But they have to color it in some way too, so you can color it with dye or you can color it with carbon. And there's 100 things that companies will tell you about their film and why it's the best. But try and break them down into like, okay, is it a dyed ceramic? Is it a carbon ceramic? So that will be ceramic with carbon particles, or that will be ceramic with dyed. They're all hybrids pretty much. Mainly because ceramic doesn't get below a certain percentage before they have to add color to it. So there's definitely a lot to know. To be honest, most customers just like, it's overwhelming. So if you keep it simple to a customer and show them a heat box and, you know, you put the thought into your film, then a lot of people will trust you. And it's always good to have a website that backs it up, like you know, the company's film, but most people come in just asking for tint. This Avery is color stable dyed. What was it? What was that one? How's it going? It's going good. I found out yesterday Lexan sells the flat out and they're on their website. Also the shank and some other good tools, all free shipping. Oh, no shit. Oh, I'm gonna have to look into that. God, they're competitive on that free shipping. That's the thing about tool sites. Why don't you use a torch instead of a heat gun? I started with a heat gun, and I'm just more familiar with it. I have not used a torched long enough to feel super comfortable, but I get it. It's super cool. You can get Avery at Sun Distributing or 44tools.com. There's also some other places with it though too. But the ooh, what was that? Somebody coming in tint class? Matt Hazelwood. I'll see you on March 9th, 10th, and 11th. Dude, excited to have you. That's gonna be awesome. I'm super stoked for it. Glad you can make it. Noticed that the other day. Oh, I gotta go to Lexan. This will be interesting. What do you think about 3M film? I think they're a little overpriced, but they got a good brand. Was it? Why don't you use a torch instead of a heat gun though? So for a back window, it's definitely faster. And the other thing I didn't like about a torch was, so if I'm heating things out, like a little pinch point here, I don't want to burn this, and I'm really nervous of doing that. So I know you can like heat here, but it scares me a little bit. And then just buying gas containers. Like here, I have an unlimited line of electricity. So if I run out of gas, I have to go out and get it. But here, I always have electricity. So it's just one of those things that it's convenient. $8.95 for a flat out. It's 100% worth it. You're gonna tint a ton of cars for the price of that tool. Like imagine an impact gun, right? How many cars are you gonna use that on? Probably a lot, and it's gonna have a warranty. But the point is, an impact gun for like a mechanic is gonna cost like $300-400 for a really good one, and they go up from there. Fucking squeegee's $8. What was it? What was that question? You can use a little one of the torch. Oh yeah, that's a good point. The little torches. I have one, but I misplace it. So I haven't seen any film failures with this. If I was, I would not use it. God, that would frighten me. And I've recommended it to so many people too. But it hasn't been out for that long. But what I'm banking on is Avery is a big company, and so if there was some sort of film failure, they would take care of it, and they would take care of it with money. Hang on. We're going to reposted my question. Oh, deadlift. I hear you, buddy. Hang on. We got other questions too. Deadlift, where's your question? I don't know. What was your slip solution? It's just baby shampoo right now. Dollar store stuff too. I don't see. It's really difficult for me to find it. I'm sorry, I missed it. You should do like Matt and then do the question, and then I can't miss it. Sorry. Post it again. All right. LexanAuto.com. What are they doing? Hang on. Let's see. Whoa! Holy shit! Look at all those tools. Good God. That's new. Precut cans, tools/merch. They have Fusion flat out. Aw, I'm glad they got my recommendation. So what if we add it to cart? What if I buy one, right? Here's the thing. If they're shipping out, here's the way to look at this. If they're literally shipping out these tools with free shipping, let's see. Shipping, taxes, and discounts will be calculated at checkout. This is not feasible. They'll lose money doing it this way if it's free shipping. So that's why I'm really curious, because unless they ordered a shit ton to where they're breaking even, but I know Fusion shit is expensive to buy. So what I imagine is they're doing what most companies are doing. But if people are really saying that they're free shipping, because it didn't say it there. I'm really interested about this though. I'll look into it more a little later, and we can have a discussion later on. But it's cool to see they got a bunch of Pro Tools now. Good stuff. That's the hard thing about all this, right? When you're selling tools and you're all selling the same stuff, you're all competing on basically price. But with window film, you can sell the same film as somebody else, but you are selling your skill. And there's not as many tinters as people might think there are. So, at least yet. So we're pretty much done. Oh, free shipping is after $99. Well, there you go. Thanks for mentioning that. Yeah, that's a big difference. So if you just go to order like flat outs, you're going to be paying for shipping just like any other tool site. So you're really not saving money on tools, but they have free shipping on all their film. I know that. So it must have been because I had a roll of film. Oh, no worries, man. I'm glad you brought it up though. These are kind of the good discussions to have. Like where are people buying from? What are they buying? What are they doing? Like I love all this stuff. I know, right? If you're, so shipping, like the cheapest, literally the cheapest USPS, probably $3, sending it first class if you're lucky. Maybe like $2.50 to $3 for like sending one. They're probably not making that on a squeegee. Do you need to get this out of here?
He's all set, yeah, so whenever you're ready, just...
Okay. Well, it's 5:20, and as you can see, they have lightened up. They're closing now. They close at 5:30, so I gotta pack up my stuff. So we're going to have to end things now. I'm gonna make sure that there's no tinters are kind of flaky. Oh, that's an understatement, man. What's the website to get the tools? Here, I'm gonna give you my recommendation because they support the channel. .com/tint stuff. There you go. tintdepot.com/tint stuff. Check out that. That's a list of all my recommendations. And so even if you don't buy from there, you can see what I use. But they're, let me put on my hat and say goodbye to y'all. But that's, they support the show. They support my efforts, and they're super cool. So go check them out. Tintdepot.com. They've been a great partner. So they sell all that kind of stuff there. Everybody sold out of the flat outs for a little bit because I think I talked about them. Check out your Instagram. I wrote it there. I DM'd you. Where are you guys DMing me? Are you doing Instagram? I check them every once in a while. Deadlift. Hang on. I don't know which one you are. There's so many. Shit. I'm sorry. God, I'm really bummed. I'm sorry I missed your question. Also, post it in, like, message me, post it in the Facebook group too. So, sorry. I meant to check it a bunch of times. But yeah, I gotta get out of here though. So, thanks you guys so much for watching. We will be back on Friday, hopefully with a different film. I have no idea what time again. Just keep the notifications on. And as long as there's a full car or something interesting, we'll stream it, so.
It's good?
Yeah. You gonna pull it out? Okay, cool. Thanks, man. They're pulling it out for me, so that's good. But yeah, I gotta pack up too. Getting distracted. Thanks guys so much for hanging out, and I'll see you on Friday. Cross your fingers that we'll have a full car. It's been a little slow lately, so bye.